painted my apartment. I didn't think it would be hard.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
I love my apartment, but I just felt like my dining room in particular was really missing something. I'm renting, I don't own this, so painting is sort of a big decision. It's paint, you can paint over it. Here's the deal. If I am fucking painting my apartment, I'm probably not gonna do it again. I, like every person on this earth probably, thought that painting was much easier than it actually was. I am sore in places that I didn't think was physically possible. My hands, I have a blister. We painted the ceiling, which was a challenge in itself. Where did this start? Well, it started with me scrolling on Instagram Reels, and I saw this beautifully painted dining room. It was a pale blue, sort of Rococo-esque color, and I was like, done. I am painting my dining room a pale, dusty blue. That's what my heart was set on. So, you know, I let that marinate for a few weeks. I started doing some research. I was looking at Spanish-style architecture, which is the style that my apartment is. So I wanted to, you know, keep that in mind. I was looking at a lot of pale greens, like a pistachio sort of color, a lot of blues. Blue was still my favorite. And then I kept seeing pink, which was interesting. It was more of like a Adobe tan pink. But ultimately, I narrowed it down to those colors. Let's go to the paint store. It was Dunn Edwards in Hollywood. I just want to look at some samples, you know, feel out what I like. They actually had color palettes on their website that are color palettes respective to certain eras. I found a 1930s color palette that I really liked. You could actually get the color swatches from that time. And then we ordered some samples. Brought these samples home. I painted them on the wall immediately. I'm so glad we did this because it ruled out some colors right away. I was still liking the blue. I was really liking the pink, which I wasn't expecting, and I really liked the pistachio green. I moved to Photoshop, where I could do essentially a mock-up, took pictures of my apartment, took pictures of the color swatches. While this isn't exact, it gives you just a general idea of what this paint color might look like in your space. Basically created a new layer on top of the photo, paint bucketed the color in, so I could just generally see what it would look like in the room. That completely ruled out the blue immediately, and I was gutted. It just didn't work. The blue was really dark. It felt almost coastal, which wasn't the vibe I really wanted for the apartment. Really liked the green, and I really liked the pink. And we ultimately chose the tan pink. We also chose this because the vintage tile that's in my kitchen, both of those have sort of a muted blush pink that we thought would tie in really nicely to the wall. It was time to paint. And I taped everything off. The tape kind of sucked, honestly. If I were to paint again, I would have probably used a different tape. We did 3 layers. I started with an angle brush and did all of the trimming first, and then we went in with a roller brush afterwards. Goose, you're the painter. Goose is the painter. He has a big job. I was so sore. I felt like I ran a marathon, I'm not kidding. But it turned out beautiful. And I love, love, love that we painted the ceiling. When you're actually in the space, it feels like you're just in this cozy, warm, almost deserty type place. It makes the space a little bit darker, I'm noticing, because with the white walls, a lot of light would reflect off, but I don't really mind it. It's almost like, it's more soothing and peaceful. And at nighttime, it's so moody and dark. When it's dark, then it creates this like moody, almost romantic vibe, and I love it so much. And it just feels more mine. It also made me realize how difficult painting is. You look at painting and you're like, I could do that myself. No, you probably can't. I mean, you can, but it's hard and it's a lot of work. I don't think I would ever want to paint my living room after doing this, honestly, because this was such a small space and it was so difficult. If I were to paint again, I would maybe paint my bathroom, entryway / hallway, and that's it, you know? Like, I was thinking about painting my bedroom and now I'm like, that was rough. Like super, super rough. But I highly suggest, if you're feeling a little, you know, stagnant with your space, you want to bring in a new energy, painting is a pretty cost-effective way to do that. I mean, all in all, I probably spent 200 bucks, maybe 250, in comparison to buying like a brand new piece of furniture that's astronomically cheaper. And it's a more cost-effective way to completely transform your space. And it was such a fun project, and it made my space feel more mine. And I got sort of sentimental thinking about how many other people have painted these walls before, and you know, they wanted to make it fit their personality in their life. This is me leaving my mark on my apartment. If you have any questions about painting, I am by no means an expert, but from a very amateur level perspective, it was so much fun. If I should have painted it green, please don't tell me. Pink is now your new favorite color, as it is mine. But yeah, my YouTube channel has officially turned into an HGTV, and I will see you next time. See you later. Bye.